Hi everyone, my name is Marek, and on behalf of LabLab AI team, I would like to welcome all of you, all of the Twitch chatters, YouTube viewers, Facebook enjoyers, and everyone who is watching it as a VOD on today's Multilingual Semantic Search Hackathon winner announcement. So let's dive into it and first see the numbers. During hackathons, the hackathon, there was 138 teams. There were 2,143 hackathon participants, and there were submitted 22 amazing projects. And I would like to also say that it was a Cohere and Qdrant challenge. And we had 5 categories during this hackathon, where the teams should have combined Cohere and Qdrant technology. So the categories were internal knowledge-based search, legal document search, forum search, customer review, and recommendations. And without any further ado, I want to give floor to Roy Lim, the marketing event manager at Cohere, and later on to Kacper Lukowski, developer advocate at Qdrant.
Thank you so much. Yep. Hello, everyone. Nice to see everyone coming on the stream and also presenters, the finalists. We just really want to say how impressed we were with all the submissions. We really had to take some time to really evaluate them proper. We had a lot of people from Cohere and also Qdrant evaluating the projects as well. We had and later on we will really want to share these comments with everyone too. So thank you so much for participating. This was really a great effort, and thank you so much to our partner Qdrant as well, Casper, for being part of this. We're very excited to hear the pitch later from the finalists, and yeah, I mean there will be a winner, but ultimately this is a huge congrats. We hope that you made friends along the way, since this is a global hackathon, made some great connections, and hopefully we'll keep in touch. Let us know how we can help you on our Discord, and yeah, Casper, over to you.
Thank you, Roy. Yeah, that was really a pleasure to see that many interesting projects, and that was really hard choice for us to select the best ones. But definitely, we really appreciate all of you that who took part in that hackathon. We hope that that wasn't the last one done together with Cohere, because we see that there is a huge chance to create amazing things out of Cohere offer and with Qdrant technology. So definitely, we'll be looking forward to the next hackathons. Well, if you have any ideas of what tools could be built with both companies, please let us know. And yeah, I'm really excited to hear more about the projects. We have already voted and selected some category winners, but probably we are going to hear something more about your future plans. And I'm really excited to know how you are going to accelerate that and push the projects forward. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Roy. Thank you very much, Casper. And before we get into the most interesting part of the part everyone is waiting mostly, so the pitching of 5 teams and winner announcement, I want to give floor to Simon Olson, the co-founder, one of the founders of LabLab AI. Simon, floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm very happy to have such wonderful partners take part of this hackathon, and we are obviously very impressed with what you have built. I stayed up a little bit last night, went through quite a lot of the submissions, even though those that aren't selected for the finals. And wow, it's amazing what you can do with this technology and the level of talent we have in our community. So I'm super happy about that. And obviously also very happy that both Casper and Roy could join us for the winner announcements. I'm truly looking forward to see all of the pitches. And yeah, on behalf of New Native and LabLab, glad to have you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Simon. And so a short introduction. Right now, we will be playing videos from every team. There we will have 4 category winners, and the 5th team is a wild card. It's for the first time during our AI hackathons that we allowed community to give their voice, to show their support, or basically just point out which project they love the most and they think it should compete for the main prize for being the hackathon winner. So right now we will play videos. There will be Q&A session after every project, and then we'll give 5 minutes to judges to make the final decisions because it is not made yet, of course. So without any further ado, first team presenting AI brand Intel, and they are winners of a customer review category. So Kuba, please start with the video.
Hey everyone, this is Misbah, and I'll be presenting our product AI Brand Intel. So what we're offering is a brand monitoring solution with a global context in mind. So essentially for companies and organizations who deal with customers in multilingual setting. So the problem we're trying to solve is that customers want to be heard, and they want to be heard in their own language. But companies cannot employ people with background in every language because that's going to be expensive as well as really heavy on resources. So what we're offering is an AI solution that can listen to customers in over 100 languages and also respond back in their own native language. So our team consists of Mona Javid, she's a software developer, and myself, a machine learning engineer. And this is how our platform looks like. So essentially we gather social media mentions, news articles, forums, blogs. We'll add reviews soon as well. And what happens is once it gets to our platform, it's aggregated. And as needed, we utilize Cohere APIs. And the way it works in our case in the platform is we take legal documentation or internal documentation or external documentation or policies, and we utilize Cohere's multilingual embeddings and save it into a Qdrant vector database. This is a self-hosted vector database that we utilize, and then we query on this vector database based on any of these social media mentions, and then respond back to the customers based on our policies. And thanks to Cohere's offering in many different APIs that we were able to make this happen. So you can now visit our platform. It's called aibrandintel.com, and then log in to make a free account. And what you'll see is once you are at the dashboard, you can see all of the mentions of your brand, as well as documentation that you uploaded. So you'll see that in a minute. So for example, I'm looking at Emirates as a brand. So I can now pull in all the brand mentions from different social channels, and I can essentially read and respond to any of these mentions. So for example, this is the post, and I got some additional details over here, and then I can use the detect language API of Cohere. I ran this earlier and saw that it's in Portuguese. There's an option to translate in English for me. Not just that, I can also translate in any language. So this could be English or Hindi or Arabic or any of the 100 languages supported by Cohere. After that, I can generate a response. So this response could be generic based on sending the original post to our AI generation models, or I can generate based on documentation. And these are the documentations that I have embedded in the Qdrant vector database. With news posts as well, we can open any of these news posts, try to get understandings. Since this is a long article, I can summarize it using Cohere's Summarize API. And then it can summarize in English and also any preferred language. So for example, I can quickly go and change the preferred language for myself into, let's say, Hindi, save that, and I can go back again to the post and say, okay, I want to summarize in English as well as summarize in my preferred language. So it's going to call the API and then summarize it in both of the languages. So now you can see that it's summarized that in English as well as a language of preference, which is Hindi in this case. I can run sentiment analysis on that as well as translation of the article. The way training of documents work is a portal. You can upload a document over here, or you can type in a URL if it is any of the policy which is already online, and then process the file. Once you process the file, it calls the backend, generates embeddings using Cohere's multilingual API. And now, since we have the embeddings, we can run semantic search. I asked a question earlier. It gives responses based on the documentation. We can also run chat. Essentially, we did not have enough time for building chat feature, but this is something coming soon. And yeah, we're super excited for the possibilities. We want to start with small business first and help the social media marketers and managers at those companies, and then expand to medium and large scale brands. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. It was video from AI brand Intel, the winners of customer reviews category. And please, now there's a floor for judges to ask all of the questions, and for team members, or actually team member, as it's only one person team, to answer it. So please, floor is yours.
All right, Casper, shall I start? Get started. Hey,
Yes,
Ms. Bao.
please. Yeah.
Going. Yeah, well, honestly, yeah, well done. When I first saw this project, you know, I would tag it to like customer reviews, but I also see a lot of use cases like take shape as well, like how you sort of considered that while you're building out this project with your teammate. Internal knowledge base can also be a part of like ensuring that companies who are utilizing this can also help inform them better answer questions too. So that was well done as well. Like, yeah, I think you excelled in the application of technology. It was skillfully integrated in multiple endpoints, and then multilingual adding to that layer, which really sort of opened up many other opportunities for companies who are catering to several different customer base. I will also, because I'm representing Cohere as well, like we have several judges who took part in the evaluation. So I'll read some of their comments for you as well, which will be a great sort of encouragement. So Stefan and Bharat from the model efficiency team say that this is a really amazing product that can provide value right now, and smartly utilize multiple types of AI endpoints to create a multi-step integrated experience. And David, who is the solutions architect in our company, mentioned that this is a great example of a product that leverages AI as a feature instead of an entire product, which is very refreshing to see. And yeah, there was a clear communication on your business value and use of AI tools as well. So well done on that. I think one question that I may have is that you did mention about like chatbot being part of the next iteration. Would you be able to share with us a little bit more on how do you think about rolling that out and how can that be a part of the process too?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, thank you so much for the encouraging words over there, Roy, and really appreciate Cohere's sponsorship as well as the API endpoints. Those were key to the whole project. So yeah, definitely. As a first iteration, we worked on bringing in reviews as well as news mentions. And from there, we wanted to test out if we can understand language. And Cohere multilingual endpoint helps, just understanding as well as generating responses as well as embedding side. So that was very helpful. Second iteration will be kind of utilizing internal documentation for chatbot creation. So at this point, we're kind of working just to kind of streamline all the search aspects, and then next rollout would be for the chatbots. Definitely a lot of folks are interested on the chat side of things, given there's quite a momentum with chatbot technology. So yeah, hopefully in a week or two we should be able to get that out.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot. And do you face any challenges during this process? Yeah, what are they? How do you overcome that?
So in general, Cohere endpoints, I would say those are quite nice. We could stitch them together. Qudrant was a little new, so that's where we had to work on setting up the local instance of that and connecting everything together. There were a few instances in general we had hiccups, but then yeah, that's part of the challenge of hackathon. You have to kind of get through it as soon as possible and ship as quickly as possible.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Great.
Kacper?
Great. Yeah. So basically, I would have one question to it about your plans for integrating some additional channels. I know that there are several tools for brand monitoring available on the market, and as far as I know, there is none of them actually uses semantic search to support multilingual sources and to perform the translation. So I think that's a huge advantage over the competition, over the competitors. I'm really interested to hear more about your future plans for integrating some additional sources and if you have any ideas of automating the brand monitoring, because I just feel that with the growth of large language models, we could be also automating this part. Do you have any plans in that area?
Yeah, thank you so much, Casper. No, definitely on the multilingual aspect, we also saw that there are not many providers or couldn't come across anyone. So that's where we thought that this would be a niche for us. Some of the feedback we got already from users, one was to include reviews from Google. So that would be something that we would look at, because some businesses. So right now I'm in Canada. Over here, reviews are mainly either English or French. But if you go some other countries, there might be reviews in many different languages. So for businesses to understand what customers is saying, that will be very important. So that will be next step for us as well to add reviews. And then yeah, we'll see how the customers, if there are any other features that they would like for us to add from there on.
Great. I can't really imagine that you worked on that project on your own. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Actually, we did have a member who worked on the UI side. She couldn't join today, so definitely, yeah, hats off to her for the UI aspect.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. And Simon, do you want also to ask first team?
I'll ask one question, and that's probably more connected to the go-to-market. What's your line of thought there, and how will we make this grow?
Just repeat. So it's in regards to the product market fit. Is that right, Simon?
No. Sorry, it's my headphones. No, I was asking about the go-to-market. So what's your plan and line of thought on your go-to-market to make this into a scalable pace?
Yeah, I mean, as of now, we launched it on social channels, and we got some quite nice reviews or feedback from early customers. We want to take it to next step where launching on product and kind of getting feedback from there as well. And then local businesses. So right now where I am, so there's multilingual presence. We want to take it to local businesses as well and test it out over there. So yeah, I think we'll probably learn from user feedback as well as any referral in the process.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't see any more questions in the chat, so I would like to proceed and go to the team. The winners of category legal document search. So big applause to Legal Liz, and let's watch their pitch.
Okay, hello. This is our project Legalese, which is meant for simplifying legal documents. This is our official submission to the Multilingual Semantic Search Hackathon by LabLab. Our team is called Team Dragon, and I myself am Pratik Mehta, a consultant in machine learning, and Shivalika Singh, MLOps engineer. All right, so beginning with the problem statement, It's that we believe that legal documents come in all shapes and sizes. There are contracts, agreements, software licenses, patents, leases, power of attorney, and they all belong to different lengths and sentence structures and whatnot. However, there's one commonality between them all, and it's that they're too long and densely worded to understand for most people. And so reading through walls of legalese is really difficult. And we'll often see, like in the first image, that we tend to accept the terms of license agreements and just move forward without actually ever reading them, which is fine. But it would be nice if we had a short summary in the beginning to really help us make sense of what the document is really about in spirit. Also, oftentimes when we're looking through a document, all we need is information about a specific clause. So when you're looking through a legal document, sometimes all you need is to really understand, can I do this? Can I not do this? What can I really do? And you have a specific thing in mind that you want to search for. But if you do a keyword search, you might just get lost because the same terms used to keep coming again and again. So a way to be able to ask questions to the document would be nice. Those are the things we had in mind. But that's not all. There's an extra degree of struggle for non-native speakers of English. Lexical choices in legal language can be complex, technical, and contain phrases and vocabulary not seen in conversational English. Legal documents are often written with complex sentence structure and grammar. As you can see in this joke from the Everything Everywhere All at Once, she's really asking about gross necklaces when she really means to ask about gross negligence. And so this can be really hard for non-native speakers. The good news is that computers are great at working with well-structured and long-form text of the kind we see in legal documents. And so legalese can answer your questions about a rental agreement or an NDA or software license, summarize the terms and conditions associated with software or apps, and translate your questions or document from your native language. So let's look at the demo really quickly. So we have this is the Q&A section. We can copy paste a document here and ask a question here. We have some example input, so we're just going to load that. Okay, so I can just edit my question here and press enter and wait for the answer to arrive. So the GNU GPL3 license is essentially a license that says you have to pass on the source code to the recipients if you make it available to them as a free program. And this is what the answer says here too about distributing the program. We can ask it another question. We can say, how does the license protect my rights? And if I have another question, I can just simply begin asking anyway, which is, can I use a program commercially? Okay, so these are good answers. So that's for the Q&A section. We're short on time, so we should really move on. Summarization is really for the first kind of use case that I'd shown before, where you just really want the summary of a document really quickly before you actually go through the document, so you know what to expect. So we have an example input for this as well. We're going to load the Pokemon Go terms and service, or at least part of it, and we generate the summary using advanced settings. Let's use medium instead of long, and bullets. And that's it. We have just a summary of the entire document in bullet form and in just a few points, whereas a real document is quite large. Moving on, document search now is meant for a different set of users. We've aimed it more primarily towards lawyers and researchers who may have a collection to a really large amount of digitized legal documents and may need to search through it, either directly keyword search or semantic search. So we provided options for both. Here, if you click on this checkbox, it will do a keyword search, direct matches, and if you just leave it alone, it will perform a semantic search. Here, we have already uploaded a document collection and indexed it using Qdrant. So that's a document set that includes legislation from 8 European countries: Belgium, France, Hungary, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, and the UK, about how they passed legislation during COVID-19. and we can filter results based on any one language that we want. Let's try French, and we can query. So we can just look for lockdown rules and press enter, and you get up to 3 search results. This one looks the longest, so I'm just gonna translate that to English. So therefore, the mayor can impose a restriction or general closure to the public of the session of the municipal council by means of a police regulation. Such a regulation ceases to apply if it is not ratified at the meeting of the municipal council. This is part of a document which was uh, uh, set as a document at the document level when indexing in Qdrant. Another thing that we can do in the future is try to also show the larger document that it is a part of as part of the search results. But this is what the search functionality looks like at the moment. It will bring you the segment of the document that we're searching from. Okay, so back to the presentation. We've designed legalese as a free tool, keeping in mind those who are non-native speakers, need to make sense of legal literature but are unfamiliar with legal language, or people who are just short on time. And we've designed the search results more with a freemium model in mind. So we want to support indexing and semantic search over any large legal document collection, which would be then provided on a subscription-based service, scaling up with the collection size. But the Q&A and uh, the summarize modules are something we want to keep free for all users, especially those not acquainted with legal literature as much. So this would be like a freemium model, but uh, geared towards different segments of the audience. And we've identified some upcoming improvements, which is like simplifying the UX, support for tax and insurance documents, which should be interesting, and support for adding custom document sets to a search index using an upload button. Also, a translate Q&A and search results in the same language as the query. So we have multilingual capabilities in Q&A as well. We just haven't demonstrated it in this demo. You can see it in this in the slides. Yeah. So that's it with our demo. Thank you.
So, hi again, everyone, and thanks very much the winners of the category Legal Document Search, Legalese, for their presentation. And once again, Roy, Kacper, Simon, floor is yours. I want to know more about the project.
Hello, can you guys hear me? There. Yes. Okay, sweet. Hi, Pratik, and hi, Shiva. First of all, like, great job in developing an application with multiple use case in the legal domain. I think the variety of features provided offer considerable like business value, especially when we talk about like the tons and tons of legal documents that like someone has to go through when they're evaluating a case. This is really, really great. I think the presentation of the solution is really great, with clear explanation and demonstration of your feature. Yeah, and there is originality in this project, so really well thought through. I do want to also share some comments from our Cohere team as well. So David mentioned that this is a great showcase. David, who is our solutions architect, great showcase of several NLP tools. He did mention that he would like to see QA done a little bit differently by leveraging embeddings. Say for instance, for example, say leveraging prompt pre-processing and model output post-processing as well. We'd love to hear a little bit more thoughts on that. And Bharat, who is from our model efficiency team, said it's nice to see that the team was able to build many functioning tools. And yeah, so overall it was great. And yeah, so with that, yeah, what do you think? Comment.
Okay, right. So, thank you first of all for the great comments. I think about the Generate API, I would say it's a very versatile API and it lends itself easily to for us to prompt the model into doing exactly what we needed to do, and that's one of the things we liked about it. One thing that we were particular about in doing the Q&A was that we did not want the model to hallucinate at all. And so with the help of the generate API, we tried to make it so that it would only give us an answer when it was confident about the answer and otherwise not give us anything, or at least say that the answer is unavailable, or say that it's not available in the given text, which is something we were able to do with the generate API. So I thought that was a good idea to go with, and that's how that's what we went forward with.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for answering that. Yeah, and I think I will also share a couple more comments because we have quite a number, and this was really good job. And Varun, who is our community champion, mentioned that the idea was very strong, has very strong potential, shows originality in using Cohere's embeddings and Qdrant vector search. And the presentation of the application could benefit from being more concise. But I think the overall sort of idea and the inspiration behind it was great as well. So well done.
Thank you.
Casper, over to you.
Thank you, Roy. Yeah, I really like the project. I've been struggling with legal documents for quite a long time. I still do. It's a challenge to just get through some legal stuff sometimes. So I really appreciate what you did, and I really like the idea that you supported so many use cases. Basically, I'm just interested if you already have an idea of how to go to the market, because I know that might be quite a challenge. That also maybe probably there are also some issues with entering different markets. So I'm not sure what are your plans here. Would really appreciate if you could share them.
Right. So the idea for our product evolved quite a bit over the 7 days of the hackathon, but it all started with Shivalik and me discussing how we wanted it to work for Indian languages more, because there are about 22 official languages here, and legislation is passed in all of those languages simultaneously. So if we ever, so the plan would be for us to focus on supporting a few languages first and making sure they work really well, and then moving forward and then scaling, providing support for others too. But as far as the features themselves are concerned, we would definitely want to provide some sort of a freemium model where we can provide Q&A and the summarize for free, whereas the search functionality could be provided to users with a larger collection of documents for a price. But it would take several iterations for us to get there. So the final way in which the product would come out would likely not be the same as we look at it right now, since there's quite a long way for us to get there.
Cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, I would be really using your product if you will be able to go to the market. So really appreciate what you've done. And yep, that was all from me. Simon, stage is yours.
Thank you. I think that the downside with doing too many features, right, is knowing which one you should actually focus on in the end. But I guess in this sense of your product, it kind of makes sense as well. I was happy to hear that your plans about to go to market. So I don't really have any questions revolving that particularly. Perhaps just an added question, like where is your early adopter users as of now? Where do you plan to get the bulk increase of users in the future? That's my only question.
I think Shivalika can answer to that. She had something specific in mind when she thought about this, which was the legal documents in her state. Where Shivalika, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I think one way to increase, to get more feedback on the product, or work on more user adoption, we could maybe work with some researchers in the legal domain, or maybe we could work with some universities, or where we can give that have a lot of access to legal documents, and we can kind of build something like a demo for them, and that can basically help us in getting more feedback as to how to improve upon the product and what kind of features would they actually be interested in. I think this is something that requires to work closely with the experts in the domain if we want to really take this to market and scale it well. So yeah, that would be one of the approaches that I can think of.
Thanks. I think that makes sense. I think the entire legal domain is quite ripe for solutions that removes paralegals overall. So very interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Simon.
So, as there are no more questions, thanks to you once again, Pratik and Shivalika. So the team winners of category legal team document search, team legalist. And let's go to the third team, winners of the internal knowledge base search category, Joanne Holloway team. So please, let's see their pitch.
Hi, I'm here to introduce to you Joa, our first from whole Holloway family of enterprise assistants. Juan is responsible for knowing everything in your company, but first things first, our team is from Peru, Moldova, Austria, and I personally live in Germany, and we all gather together to solve one simple problem. The problem is that we're really spoiled by quality of Google search. So spoiled that we every time we need to find something in our corporate systems, we suffer because they usually use the keyword search the old style, not a modern one that Google, not modern one semantic that Google use. But problem is much bigger that a lot of knowledge is hiding in the recorded webcast like you are looking now. Imagine that all video presentation of business processes, systems, solutions on ever great ideas in your company will be converted into the Wikipedia pages and will be searchable by modern search engines. And that's exactly our Johan Holloway is doing. Let me show you. To make a demo, we convert some results from previous hackathons into our Wikipedia. So it's classical Wiki.js Wikipedia that allow you edit pages, add new ones, have some structure here, and whatever. Just editor for the small pages. So we converted demos of the few teams into this Wikipedia format using Whisper and add some magic from GPT to make them much more readable. But what is more important, we allow them to be searchable by semantic search. So we use multilingual semantic search, and I will show you how it works. We have some project, Ask Quran. Let's try to formulate it in Russian like a questions about a God. Well, yeah, we have Ask Quran project. Small delay of loading. And I will
An
skip a bit.
objective to help make, we wanted to make it easy where people can write full sentences and ask questions from Quran. Then our system can.
Seems like it's quite a good match about questions about God in Russian to the English text. Well, let me show you how our system, uh, our wiki pages works with video. So when video is playing, we
Take
highlight
those
uh,
questions.
uh, highlight the part of the video, or you can jump to the
So give
part
our
of the
app a
video
try at the link available.
from the video. We could jump to the timestamp in the video, clicking to the text, or you can switch the video part and see which part of the text it is. Oh, it's a bit out of scope of current hackathon, and we are talking about semantic search. So I will try to write in Spanish, not as personales, which is personal notes, and see what we get. We have a daily journaling app presentation, and well, to speed up, I will click here.
Conversational daily journaling experience where we hope to enable users to write your way to a better day.
That seems quite a good match for the questions, not as personales. Well, enough for the demo. Back to slides. Before jumping into the technical details, I would like to say that this knowledge management market is huge. It's measured in hundreds of billions of dollars a year, and he's growing quite fast for two-digit figures, depending on which report you will read. And it's quite a good trend to disrupt this market by new AI solutions or AI technologies like our Johanna. So that could not be just a fancy toy with technology, but it could be part of the business because this solution is applicable in every enterprise environment. More than it could help the people who cannot listen to or watch videos to read information. And yeah, I would say you can help busy managers to spend some time reading instead of watching videos. Like here, we can apply in Blab AI because we have a lot of knowledge recorded to the webcasts, but they are not searchable, so I guess it's not accessible. Well, how it was done? There, as a base, we use an open source knowledge management system, Wiki.js. It's quite commercially used and popular, written in JavaScript. It already supports some amount of search engines that you can set up in, and it will use as a search engine. So we forked it and implement ours based on combination of coherent and Qdrant services. So now our forks support setup of this coherent and Qdrant search system with API keys, and that's exactly how our demo worked. Internally, from the technical perspective, we convert each paragraph of the text on each page into the vector using coherent embedding multilingual model. Then we just index and store them in a vector database provided by Qdrant. And when we have a query, we do almost the same. We convert it to the embedding. And after that, we search to the nearest embeddings in the Qdrant vector database. And magically, our linked text to these vectors are quite close to the answers to the questions we put into the query. That's a kind of the AI magic, I guess. So the future work, well, first of all, current implementation is super naive of such system. Maybe we should use a bit more complex algorithm. But the funny, it takes like 300 lines of code to implement this magically high quality search system. And maybe we will improve it in the future. So, but next stage, we want to automate our Whisker transcription with GPT Magic to allow users to add video pages by themselves, a bit improve our usability, and more than we will try to make your answer your questions using data stored in our knowledge management. That's all for today. By the way, we are going to participate in other hackathons, so if you are interested, please join our team. We have a huge project moving forward. See you.
Thank you very much, Team John Holloway. And once again, I want to mention that they are winners of internal knowledge-based search category. So, as with previous teams, I want to give voice to judges so they can ask questions and better your amazing project.
That's why I went first a couple of times. So do you want to start? That's all.
Yeah, I can try if you want me to, of course.
Also,
Yeah, basically, I really like the idea to automate those things. I think that might be really valuable to combine both videos and text to have a single system for looking in the internal knowledge base. For everybody that's joining a new company, that's also an issue to find the proper place to answer their questions. So I would really appreciate to have this kind of solution. Well, some comments. I would definitely the idea to use some generative models to create some summaries of the text would be great to have. I think that Cohere generate endpoints might be also valuable here to be included. I would really love to see the full project, like with the audio to text transcription already implemented. So I would like to ask about your plans for the future. Are you going to move forward with the project and try to go to the market, or is it only a project that we did for the hackathon? What are your plans in that area?
No, we will find some time to really implement it fully. And we had a plan to do it with Whisper and ChatGPT hackathon, but we did not manage it technically. But we still have a plan. I guess it's in 2, maybe 3-4 weeks, we'll be able to present a full user journey to upload video automatically and to make it available for the market.
Okay, and do you have any plans to integrate some additional data sources? Like you mentioned Confluence in the project description. I know that might be an issue, but there are also some other systems like Slack that are quite commonly being used. I'm just asking because we are having this trouble at Qdrant that we sometimes have questions that occurs multiple times, and it's quite hard to let people to give people an answer if they would have this kind of solution. That would be really much appreciated because they will be also able to look for the answer in our Discord channel or in the Slack. So what are your plans here?
Well, I had experience using such search services within the company, where you have search engine that supports all sources that is used by the company. And it not work well, but helps sometimes to find because currently information is spread. Well, definitely not on the first stage because I'm really focused on making video available, and then we can think about what our customers will really need to do. But because I really believe that huge part of knowledge is hiding in the videos. Like every lab hackathon starts with hours of videos with good knowledge, but they're really not accessible without watching them.
Yeah, I agree. That's an issue that everybody has. Thanks a lot for that. I really like the idea and would be happy to use it. So yeah, thanks. And I'm not sure who is next, but Roy or Simon.
I can go next.
Yeah,
Great.
okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, awesome.
Go for it, Simon.
If I clap over the stage. I love the fact that this is a little meta, and I appreciate that you used our own use case. It certainly gives us a lot of ideas about what we could do with this kind of technology in-house. So yeah, but, in terms of questions, I'd really like to hear a little bit more on your commercial ideas. How do you take this commercially? and where do you start on that commercial journey? That would be helpful to know.
Can
Well, in opinion, I guess this is enterprise market most for the real money, but to penetrate to the enterprise market, we should be known and wanted by the customers. So we have to begin to attract people. And one of the ways I believe that is to allow some knowledge management conferences or something like that to publish their results in our format and allow people to search, so that will promote the system to using that, and then people want to use them in the companies, and the privacy is not for free, like a business model, like a GitHub business model, I guess.
Yes, also, I think in the case of a lab AI, as we said in presentation, like Ilya said, to promote the company which will use this technology as a case, uh, and it will succeed, and that case will promote us. So, like, uh, if we'll do such way, so for example, ULab AI will upload, for example, each live stream, each recorded live stream in the your Holloway. Yes, and people who are going to participate in your hackathons could ask this knowledge management system straightforward questions. Yes, uh, maybe as summarized some text, some part of text, so it could be a successful case of use of how to use our project.
Yeah, I guess
Appreciate
I
it.
will simplify. We invite you to be our first free customer for the educational proposals.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to that, and I'll hold you to your word. So reach out to Maxim afterwards, and we'll figure something out. All right. Thank you.
Hi, Leah and Maxine. Well, first of all, congratulations. And yeah, honestly, I'm just going to share some comments real quick, mindful of time as well. Like, yeah, honestly, with the application of the technology is impressive. The idea is original, and that's something that's really notable. These are some of my thoughts as well. Just want to also share some comments from the team, because you guys had a couple of like really great comments too. So Naman, who is our intern, amazing solutions architect, he said this is well done with a tangible idea and solid product market fit, leveraging Whisper and other tools as well. Stefan, also, who is part of the model efficiency team, mentioned that this is really impressive and really original. And yeah, some other people also talked about the business value is significant, as you know, a lot of companies are heavily relying on knowledge management. So, yeah, great job.
Thank you.
And question, Roy? So if you don't have any, thank you very much, Team John Holloway. And let's move on to the fourth team, winners of no, actually, fourth team will be is called isFind, and this team is winner of category recommendations. So let's watch the pitch of winners of the fourth category.
EasyFind, a powerful and innovative solution for enhancing the search functionality of e-commerce sites. Hi there, we are a group of 5 young, passionate and driven university students in Tanzania who are dedicated to using technology to make a positive impact in our community. Have you ever visited an e-commerce site and struggled to find what you're looking for? Well, imagine how frustrating that can be for someone who doesn't even speak the site's primary language. Furthermore, using only keywords to search for products can be pretty vague and miss out on important context. But fear not, our multilingual semantic search engine uses natural language processing and machine learning algorithms to understand the context and intent behind a search query. It's like having a search genie who can read your mind. So, what's in it for you? Well, first, our solution eliminates the language barrier, making our site more accessible and user friendly. Secondly, it provides more accurate search results as the engine can understand nuances and the context of a search query. And last but not least, it saves you time by making the product search process faster and more efficient. For instance, imagine you're a customer looking for a red dress, but isn't fluent in the site's primary language. With our multilingual search engine, all they have to do is type in red dress in their own language, and voila, the search engine understands what they're looking for and gives them the accurate results. From a business perspective, there are four key metrics that we can keep our eyes on after implementing a multilingual semantic search into our e-commerce site. Customer bounce rate. If customers aren't able to find the products that they're looking for due to language barriers or search inaccuracy, they may leave the site without making a purchase, and resulting in a high bounce rate. Conversion rate. If a customer is able to find the products that they're looking for more easily, it could increase the conversion rate, resulting in more sales. Customer satisfaction rate. By improving the customer experience, it could increase the customer satisfaction rate, leading to more repeat customers and positive word of mouth. To implement the solution, each item in the database is assigned an ID and a category, which serves as its payload. When a user searches for an item, these search words are converted into embeddings and used as a query vector in Qdrant's database. We use query filters to narrow the search to a specific category on the e-commerce site, which helps improve accuracy of the search results. In addition to these technical implementations, we also integrated an API to allow easier access to our platform. Our e-commerce site has been designed with user experience in mind, making it easy for customers to find what they're looking for in whatever language they speak. For our first demo, we look at a small company called Amazon. As a Tanzanian, I'd like to order some mafuta. When I press search, it doesn't really give me what I'm looking for. But now, on our much more popular site, when we search for mafuta, there we go. Cooking oil. Cooking oil in Kiswahili. Let's try it in Mandarin. How about some meat? That works too. That's rice in Mandarin, by the way. Rice in English. Similar product. And let's try, what's its name? I know in Kiswahili it's vitu vya kuoshea mwili wako. Things to clean your body with. Yeah, there we go. Even describing the product works perfectly. Just to make sure. Similar things. So there you have it. Our solution to the e-commerce language barrier problem. We hope you find it as exciting and helpful as we do. Thank you.
So thank you very much for the video. Actually, before we move to questions, I want to ask, because I'm not sure if any of the team member of IsFind is here with us. Okay, so as they are not here with us, they will be not competing for the main prize. Congratulations for them for being winners of recommendation category. And regarding, as we cannot make the Q&A session and ask them questions, they will receive feedback afterwards. So good pitch, good project. And actually, we will move to the last one. So the last project is Wildcard. So it's the first time in our AI hackathons we gave voice to the community. I mean, we encourage you to choose the project you loved or the one we might have misread or didn't see as we went through, or didn't see the market potential of it as we went through it. Our judges went through it as we were marking all of the projects. So big applause to Logos team, and let's see their pitch and then move to Q&A session.
Hi everyone. Today we're presenting Logos, your personal knowledge base assistant. What's someone's knowledge base? It is often said that we are what we read, and this is true, but we are also what we watch, what we listen to, and conversate about. And all that complexity of inputs shape our current ways of thinking and behaving. We want to help people integrate and query all that information in more efficient ways. Have you ever thought to yourself something along those lines? What was that interesting book I read about bonobos again? This podcast discussion reminds me of Schumpeter's arguments on technology. I would like to summarize and compare them. I wanted to list the main topics throughout all online articles and YouTube videos I watched about Thailand in the past year. If you ever had similar thoughts and needs, Logos is here to assist you. Let's take a look at a sample of what Logos can do. Let's start by adding Memórias Póstumas de Brás Cubas, a classic of Brazilian literature, to our knowledge base. In Logos, users can add their documents and have its metadata automatically retrieved. We can then ask questions about this book. For example, what were Brás Cubas' thoughts about having children? Logos will gather all the relevant excerpts and form a concise answer to your question. It will also list for you all the excerpts used for reference. Note how we are searching and getting answers in English for a text written exclusively in Portuguese. Users can also make use of expert agents, which will help you tackle more complex questions. For example, here I'm asking, this time in Portuguese, what Raul Seixas, which is a Brazilian songwriter, thought about life, and ask Logos to go beyond and compare his ideas with Henri David Thoreau and Albert Camus, two philosophers who wrote in English and French. We can then follow the step-by-step thought process of the expert agent, while it goes assembling information for the final answer. Since I asked in Portuguese, I got my answer also in Portuguese, even though the texts were multilingual. Here again, we can see the multi-language capabilities of Logos in action. To build Logos prototype, we used Dash for the front-end and back-end development, Cohere API for the multi-language embeddings, Qdrant for the vector search engine, OpenAI API for multi-language generation, and LangChain for building the expert agent. We have two types of market targets. For individuals, we'll be targeting students from basic school to PhD level, researchers, content writers, and other information-heavy professionals, literature enthusiasts, history aficionados, philosophy devotees, anyone really. For institutions, we'll be targeting universities, schools, libraries, websites. Also software such as reference management systems we believe could benefit from our API. So we see our business model initially working as a freemium model, with free but limited options for individuals and pro and business options for individuals or institutions that want to leverage all the features that will be available in Logos. Our vision is that in a world where machines read, listen, and write, we want to enhance the human experience with its sources of knowledge. We are the Abacates Voadores team, a group of data scientists and software developers living in Sweden and Brazil. Thank you for watching.
So, hi once again. I can totally understand why our community loved this project. And let's move to the questions from our judges, as I can see that team members are online. And the floor is yours, Roy, Kasper, and Simon. Order is up to you.
I can go first if you don't mind. Yeah, basically, that looks really interesting. It's a pity we couldn't see that project before. But yeah, I really I have one question because actually it seems like you are allowing your users to integrate their own documents and you allow them to query only their documents. But it also seems interesting to me to integrate some data sources for most of the projects that we see in that category. People were trying to integrate things like Slack or different systems a company may use. Basically, I'm just interested to hear about your future plans. Do you see any way of integrating some common knowledge as well, so users do not need to provide their own documents every single time they want to query the database?
Yes. Hi. First of all, let me say that we are thrilled to be the community choice by vote. That's very stimulating. Very happy with that. Yes. So when we came up with the idea and started developing how this would look like, we started thinking on. I always something a tool that personally I always wanted to have during my master thesis and my PhD, like something that could just gather stuff that I've been reading and I forgot about, but I have some hint on what it was about. But of course, this is very expandable. We can just add forums, right? Online forums that are discussing that specific subject. If I'm interested in that source of knowledge, I can go and just add as well. And more on the business side, we believe that a great potential for these are institutions such as libraries, for example, or big knowledge-based websites. And of course, it could be just any source of knowledge, right? We believe it's part of the business plan to start popularizing it through individual use. But of course, it can be integrated with source of knowledge that comes from somewhere else as well. It doesn't need to be personally dragged and dropped file by any means.
Great. I actually see that that could be an app that would be tracking all my activities in the internet and just scrolling them all, so I can have a personal knowledge base built without my interaction required. But that's really amazing project. Thank you very much. I think that's really something that I would be eager to use.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, well done. Honestly, like although yeah, it was like this was really great. It was a crowd favorite, but also I'm gonna say that like it was really a standout among the judges as well at Cohere. So, it was really difficult to really assess all the projects. So I just want to also give you recognition for the great work that your team has done as well. Yeah, I do face, and I really love how the implementation of multilingual has taken form in many different projects, and this is also one of the great use cases that everyone can see right now. Do you guys face any challenges throughout your project, and how do you overcome it?
I'm sorry. Would you mind repeating the last part of the question because the connection broke?
Sure, yeah. Did your team face any challenges throughout the project, throughout the hackathon? How do you overcome it? And yeah, what are some lessons learned from this?
Yeah, well, no, the technology for us was quite straightforward. It was the first time for us using both Cohere and Qdrant. But the documentation is great. We didn't have to use a semantic search engine to look for their documentation. It was great the way it is. It was quite straightforward to use their cloud services. For Qdrant, for example, we just hosted there in the free service. And yes, all the doubts that we had, we communicated with mentors and they promptly replied. So technically, we didn't face any major challenges. The major challenge we faced, in fact, was in what I believe is the strongest feature of the app, which are the expert agents, which should tackle this like more advanced questions and show you the thought process. For this, we used a lot of prompt engineering and LangChain, and there was a bit of a steepy learning curve for us. It was the first time for us using that specific type. Until we got happy with the results enough to present and for ourselves as well. So I believe creating those smart agents that would answer and show you the thought process for more complex questions, like comparing different sources of knowledge and why they should be like put together, given your question, right? That was the biggest challenge for us, and it was a great learning experience as well.
Awesome, thanks for sharing. And I do have to also highlight that, yeah, the expert agent was really a standout and a very original idea for part of your project. So congratulations on that front.
So, a question from my end, or a comment, perhaps more than question. Love the project. I definitely use it if you can ship this to market. I align with the product vision of this, and just as Casper said, I'd certainly use it for personal use when you push it into a production ready environment. So yeah, I don't really have any questions asked after this. I just wanted to congratulate you on being the community choice. Really cool application.
So thank you very much from all of the judges. I will ask once again, I mean, for the last time, if there is someone from the team isFind here. 1, 2, 3. So if there is no one from the team, I want to invite everyone for a 5-minute break or a short break. Let's call it short break, where judges will discuss the winning team out of those 4, not 5 participants. So I encourage all of the teams to stay on Discord and all of the viewers to wait, and VOD streamers to forward the video for a couple of minutes to see who won. So see you soon. So welcome everyone after a short break. As previously judges had some scores, the presentation had an influence, of course, on their final decision, and the winner has been chosen, but I'm not the one to give you the news. I want to give floor to Roy as he will announce the winner of semantic search, multilingual semantic search hackathon, Cohere and Qdrant. So, floor is yours, Roy.
All right, thank you. Thanks for coming back, everyone, and staying tuned for the entire judging for the last hour. First of all, I just want to say how amazed and impressed I am. I'm sure Casper feels the same way. Simon feels the same way. The Cohere team also feels the same way to see you integrating so many prerequisites that we stated out for y'all: multilingual, Qdrant, and several of our endpoints as well. So great job. For those who did not make it to the finals, we'll definitely share some feedback. We have collated them. We'll share that with you. Alicia will do that. And for the finalists who won each category, congratulations. Well done on your presentations. Understood all your solutions really clearly, and they all bring different values to different use cases. And we were thoroughly impressed. It was a very difficult decision to make, and we considered all four criteria. So application of technology, business value, your solution, and originality. And this particular project impressed us the most. And so congratulations to AI brand Intel. Well done. We were impressed. You had a clear business plan and your value proposition was well defined. And we believe that this is ready to go out. I guess there were we still require some testing, some more feedback. But yeah, well done. Congratulations. Casper?
Yes, congratulations. I really feel that we've chosen the best project, the most mature one. And also during our discussion, we actually came to the same conclusion. And well, our companies would be also eager to use your project because we believe business really needs this kind of tracking of their brand. So definitely great idea, and congratulations, really congratulations. Really appreciate what you've done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
And let me also add that, yeah, we're very happy to have you a part of our community and super impressed what you have built. So really looking forward to see where this goes. And we said it in between us that there's definitely a lot of overlapping, interesting clients that would love to get their hands on your technology. So yes. Big congrats from all of us.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Do you want to say something afterwards, after all of the emotions popped out or went down?
Sure. I mean, I think I'll just wait until all the comments. I'm just, out of words at this point. But yeah, I'll just wait until all the comments.
Okay, so thanks everyone from all of those 2,000, over 2,000 participants. Actually, 2,143 participants are already winners because they they tried to work with the cutting edge technology, AI technology, the one which is now not trending, but it's actually shaping the landscape, the reality as we see. So congratulations to all of the 138 teams, to all of the 22 submitted projects, creators of 22 submitted projects, to all of the finalists, to everyone from the Lab community. And we want to thank the Cohere and Qdrant for joining us to create such an amazing event. And last but not least, I want to invite every one of you to our next AI hackathon, which actually might be very interesting to every of the finalists or everyone from our community, because it will be second edition of Build Your AI Startup Hackathon. So a unique opportunity to create your project and apply directly to the Slingshot program, so the Lab AI program for accelerating at the early stage all of the AI-based technology. And from today, that's all from us. Invite you to join us in the future, and have a good day or evening, depends on when you are watching it. Bye. See you.
Thanks again from our side to Cohere and Qdrant. Thank you. Thanks for choosing us.